guys, it's Sasha, and before I get into my recent reads video, I know y'all probably asking, oh, what happened to the last video in your collab week with Rosie? Rosie cannot film right now because of personal issues, so we're gonna be postponing the last 2 days. But so until then, I just wanted to make this video to say, yes, we are going to finish the thing, and also to catch up on all my recent reads, because to be honest, I have like 5 recent reads videos I really need to film. So the first book in this video I'm going to be talking about is In Hitler's Bunker, a boy soldier's eyewitness account of the Hitler's last days, and this is by Armin D. Lehman, which is the actual boy, and this is also co-authored by Tim Carroll. I picked this book up at a homeschool conference. They had like a whole bookshop, and it was just a bunch of old books, and I saw this and I wasn't actually going to buy this originally, but I kept passing and I was like, you know what, let me just pick this up. I was really interested in this book because I really like history, I really like World War II. I really enjoyed this book, but it was not what I was expecting it to be. I thought this was going to be more first-person perspective, but it was mostly written from like third person. Most of it seemed like it was written by Tim Carroll, who was the co-author, and he just like took parts of like Lemon's story, but he also took historical parts, which I really did enjoy the historical parts, but it just wasn't exactly what I thought I was gonna be. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I still really did enjoy the historical accuracy, and I learned about Hitler's inner circle more, you know, his last days especially. I really enjoyed this book. There was only one thing I really didn't like in here. I thought Tim Carroll sort of made some speculations on some of the characters in this book. Like, he made speculations as to what they may have been feeling or thinking, like his interpretation of it. Yeah, that may have happened, but I mean, this is supposed to be like historically accurate. You don't know exactly if that's what they were thinking or not, so I don't think you should have like injected that suggestion into the book. Rated 4.5 stars. The next book I'm going to be talking about is The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling, and I picked this book up because the movie was coming out and I wanted to read the book before I watched the movie, and I did not know that The Jungle Book was made up of a bunch of short stories, so I picked it up. I was like, oh yeah, okay, Mowgli, and then I was like, what are all these other stories that are in here? I really did enjoy this book. All of the stories had a nice flavor. I really liked Kipling's writing. My favorite was obviously Mowgli's story. I really enjoyed all the characters in his story, Baloo and Bagheera, and I really actually like despise the Disney movie now because I just felt like they didn't really do the characters justice. They made them so like one-dimensional. My second favorite story in this would have been Riki's story. I loved the animal voices and their personalities, and my next favorite would have to be Kotick's story. I loved his determination and the end of his story. Suma's story was really cute, and I didn't really have much to say about the last story in this book because I sort of skimmed it. So yeah, I didn't know that there was actually a second Jungle Book until I watched my Book Portals video, so I will probably try and pick up like the second Jungle Book or whatever. I'm not sure what exactly is going to be in the Jungle Book. I hope there's going to be, you know, more about Mowgli because I wanted to really know more about his later years. I rated this book 4 stars. The next book I read was Patty's Journey, From Orphanage to Adoption to Reunion, and it is written by Donna Scott Norling, who is Patty. I really found it interesting to see through a child's eyes how orphanage life was and how being adopted might affect you. This was not the most beautifully written book, but it was still an interesting read. I liked seeing how Patty's emotions were when she was taken away from her mother and then separated from her siblings, and after those traumatic incidences, something else very traumatic happened to her. Reading about Patty's other experiences with her adopted family made me so mad, and there were just like incidences in this book where, I mean, the people were trying, but it was like, you don't say those things to a child, and it made me so mad, and not the characters, because these weren't just characters, these were actual people in real life, and that just made me super angry because no. The ending with the reunion with her sister, I felt was sort of lackluster, but I guess I just wanted like like they'd be a big happy family again, but I mean, it's sort of, I guess it'd be a little awkward. It was a great book to see back in time, and I rated this book 4 stars. The next book I'm going to be talking to you about is one that I read for school, and it is Evidence Not Seen, A Woman's Miraculous Faith in the Jungles of World War II. And this is written by Darlene Debler Rose, who is the woman in this book. This was a really powerful book about a horrible time in Darlene's life. The stories in here were descriptions of things she had to go through was really heart-wrenching. I felt really bad. It almost made me feel like crying a couple of times. This was a really good book. The emotional feeling in this book was still very raw and powerful. This was a great read, and I rated this book 3.5 stars. The final book I'm going to be talking about is 3 Cups of Tea, one man's mission to promote peace one school at a time, and this is written by Greg Mortensen and David Oliver Renlin. It's mostly written by Renlin. I actually picked this book up when I first got it, which was in 2012, and I put it right back down because I just found it really boring, and I picked it up again and I was like, wow, this is such a good book. And I was reading it, and the first half of the book was, for me, really good, but going on, I just felt like some of the same themes were repeating in this book. The actual book about actual people, and I've heard that all of Mortensen's accounts may not be exactly true. He may have lied, or there's like some historical accuracies or stuff, so that was really disheartening to me, because obviously you trust an author to tell you the truth about what happened or what stuff, but I mean, when they don't, it really hurts. This still was a really interesting book. It taught me some stuff, despite the bad ratings and recollections and the possible untruths in this book. I still rated this book 3 stars. I'm going to check out my book alert and all my other social media links. They'll be in the description down below. That's all for now. I'll catch y'all later. Bye!